Yeah, yeah. And I was thinking, yeah, yeah. Hey, you guys. So this is Robert Ferguson, creator of the Diet for Your Life methodology, author, nutritionist, guy who's trying to help people live their healthiest life, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not going to keep you long. I am going to share something with you because I used to always have that question. And the question is it best to eat the protein before you eat the fast carb, or should you eat the slow carb before you eat the protein or the fast carb? And a lot of you are going, well, what's the fast carb and the slow carb? Well, if you're new to the Diet for Your Life methodology, what I'm saying is let's take rice. Rice is a fast carb. It's not a bad thing. It's just a fast carb. Okay. It's fast, and that's a good thing. So then you have slow carbs. Let's say broccoli, slow carb. And then you have your protein source, meat, chicken, tofu. So let's say meat. Okay. So I'm going to say meat, rice, and let's say broccoli. There's a study done over in China where they literally had people, different groups, consume these foods in different orders. And I think it was a total of 6 different orders. And they kept a close eye on the glucose response, as well as the insulin response. Now, if you're new to what I'm sharing, insulin is a hormone. And when it's present, especially at high levels, it blocks your fat cells from releasing fat. So it can hinder your ability to lose weight. And if you are constantly getting a high insulin response, then you can eventually become insulin resistant, which is not a good thing, which tends to lead toward becoming a type 2 diabetic. All right. And if you're a type 2 diabetic, then yes, your insulin, insulin's not working as well as you would like it to work. Okay. So it would matter. Now, most people, when they eat a meal, or at least I'm going to talk about meat. So if I had meat, rice, and broccoli on a plate, I don't know which one I'm going to eat first, but I'm going to kind of eat some of everything, right? But then I've caught myself where I actually will eat certain things first. I know that if there's a yam on my plate, I'm going to dig into that yam because I really like yams and I don't get to eat them as often, especially a baked yam. If there's rice on the plate, look, I'm going to eat it, but I'm not necessarily going to run after the rice, and the rice will go with. You guys follow me? So sometimes I will eat certain things first. But in this study, they looked at everything and it actually matters. Okay. So 2 things are discovered, and then I'm going to share with you what the answer is. The 2 things that were discovered was this hormone ghrelin, which is a hunger hormone. Depending on the order of the person eats the food in, played a huge role on how hungry they would become, like sooner or later. The other thing is they were looking at the insulin response, and you're more likely to be in fat storage mode if you ate foods in a certain order. Okay, so the people who got the best results, meaning they were satiated, they weren't hungry as fast, and they had a less insulin response from eating the food, all the food groups, they ate the vegetable first. So they started with the broccoli, and then they ate the meat, and the last thing they ate was the rice. Now, the people who got hungry sooner than later and also had the biggest insulin response were the people who ate the rice first, then followed by the protein and the broccoli, or the broccoli and the protein. So if you were to eat foods with the goal of dropping some body fat, and the foods are separated, right? So you have the broccoli, you have you got the meat, you got the rice. If you want to drop body fat and maximize your ability to keep your body in fat burning mode, eat the meat or the vegetable first, followed by each other, and end with the carb. I guess this goes, if you look at, like, if you go back in time, and you look at how people ate and you look at desserts, you didn't eat the dessert first. You ate the dessert last, which would be the rice. And remember, we've been growing as far as our waistline for many, many years. And I think we're starting to get out of order, right? We're starting to eat the dessert first, having the cookie before I actually eat the meal. And that's setting you up to be in major fat storing mode. So I hope this is helpful. And I'm not saying that you got to now concentrate on what food you eat first. That's not my goal. But I always had that question for many years. And when I came across this study, I found it fascinating because it does matter. It really does matter. And there's a whole bunch of other things that matter. So stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing some stuff that a lot of people have no idea about, but it's really helping take what we're doing to help people to to a very high level. I'll end on this. I shared this with a client who actually eats her foods in order like this. So it actually mattered. And then I shared with her the difference between foods that are highly processed or more processed than others. And so she decided to be more mindful about that and eat foods that were less processed. So think about the order, think about that part. And we saw the best results ever with her. Who knew, right? It definitely can play a major role in how you maximize your situation. Now, if you have questions about this or want to know more about any of our programs or services, reach out. We would love to hear from you and we would love to help you. And do me a favor while you're here, like, subscribe, tell people about us, share it, because our goal is to get the information out there. And the reason why we want to get the information out there is because we care. And in the words of, Earl Nightingale, quite a few people I look up to, no one's ever going to care until they know how much you care, right? So it's not about just sharing knowledge. It's about them knowing that we want to make a positive impact into the lives of the individuals, the families, and as many people as we can possibly reach. All right. So that's it for now. I just want to jump on here and share this information with you. I'll follow up with more detail, and maybe I'll add the study so you can actually read the study. It's very, really cool study. When you look at the order we would eat our foods in if we wanted to maximize our ability to lose weight and to also help prevent the likelihood of us gaining weight. All right. So that's my live for today.